Well, here we are again. Happy Sabbath. Y'all better get some of this, let me tell you. It's a wonderful day. And, if you need to ask for forgiveness, you better do it today. If you got some good news to tell somebody, something you like that they're doing, you better do it today. Tomorrow's not promised, okay? And so here we are again. And I'm happy to welcome our guest, Terrell Terry Evans. He has a history of something we need to know about. Now, it can be sorrowful and sad because it's not something we always like to deal with. But just as sure as you're born, you're going to need his help, you know, because it's going to come your way to you and to your family members, your loved ones. And this is something we need to know so that we can be well informed about our options and availability in the community for the services. And as you can see, we have Evans Monument and Vault Company owner. And I've already told you he goes by birth name Terrell. I guess his shortcut name Terry. Last name Evans. And we are so happy to have you on the show this morning. So welcome. And thank you for agreeing to be on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure, and I really appreciate you having me here. This is so nice. This is awesome what you're doing, this service that you're providing.
Yes, sir. That's what I want it to be for our community. Knowledge is absolutely power, and that's not the trend now to give us knowledge. The trend is to dumb us down, and I'm trying to keep us elevated.
Yes.
I'm trying to write the script myself along with others now, so that we can be well educated and full of knowledge so that we can do better, know better, and act appropriately, okay, because we have that knowledge. And so I'm going to let you have this. This is actually your show. I'm just a little host here. Don't mind me. But you tell us, you started. Oh, and let me tell you how I met him. I needed your services. I needed the service. Let's say that. And when I called for the service, they told me it would be 4 to 5 months. I waited and waited. And the service, we started last year with this process. I waited and waited and waited, and nothing happened. I'm sorry to say, but I would have to visit the cemetery. But that's something, if you have a loved one that's there, you're going to go and see about them. Anyway, going to acknowledge them with flowers or just stop by to look at them and share your memories. Remember the memories with your loved ones. And so in doing that, the inscription on my mother's headstone from September of last year until this week, nothing had been done. So now I'm frustrated. And I'm complaining to people, look, I'm just sick of this. This is taking too long. This don't make any sense. Da da da. I was informed the man that was originally scheduled or was there to do this type of inscription on headstones is currently he's deceased, and the other company that they referred me to took too long. So I went out talking. And if you want something, you got to talk to somebody about it, because that's what I did. I talked about it actually to my cousin. I mentioned this because she also visited this cemetery, and I would ask her. Sometimes she'd go before me or after me, and I say, is the inscription on the headstone yet? No, it's not there. I would go, no, it's not there. What is wrong? This is taking too long, and so my cousin said, I got this guy's Terry's number. She said, I'm going to see if I can find it for you. I'm going to say about a week. She called me early in the morning. I got the number for you. I said, okay, give it to me. I took the number down, and on that same day, I think it was Monday, I believe. I think it was Monday.
Yes.
I called Terrell, not knowing anything about him. I used the cell number that she gave me. I called, and guess what? I was so pleased to hear him say, "Oh, we could probably get this done in 2 or 3 weeks." So now I'm all elated. My mother's finally gonna have the inscription, and it's just the closing inscription on her headstone. And I've been happy ever since. So one day I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, dog, I didn't know about it. I didn't know about Evans Monument and Vault Company. I said, so I need to put this out there in the community so we'll know now that there is someone that looks like him that provides this service. And so I'm gonna stop talking, but I wanted to let you know that give you that little introduction. And now he's gonna give you the meat of this show. Okay, so you go for it, and then if I have any questions, I'll ask. Okay,
Perfect.
let us
Thank
have it. Let
you.
us have it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so actually, my this business was started by my father and my grandfather back in 1982.
Ooh,
So when it was originally started, it was started as a vault company connected with Joe Mars Funeral Home. So little Joe Mars Jr. and my dad actually went partners. It was 4950 with the intent that once my dad got the money, he can purchase the business outright. And so that's what ended up happening. About 15 years later, my dad purchased 100% of the vault company, and it became Evans Vault Company.
ooh, glad to know you.
Yes, and I was the worker, so I was it. That vault company, he would have that vault truck come pick me up from middle school. I was at Brownsville Middle School.
So now you don't know how to do nothing but work starting that young at middle school. Well, that's great training now. I'm laughing, but that's great training. I'd rather
Yes,
have
ma'am.
somebody who know how to work and than someone who does not know how to work, you know?
Yes, and I didn't appreciate it at the time. Of course,
I
I
know you
wasn't feeling it. I'm
I
mad.
know you did. I know you were waking me up.
My
And
dad would give me.
during your summers you had to work too, probably even
I
more.
did. Every weekend I was in somebody's cemetery, so I was the worker. I wasn't on the payroll. I was not getting paid, but I was out there working. And of course, I'm hot. I did not appreciate
Yes.
my friends playing and having fun, and I'm out in the cemetery digging graves.
I understand. But just understand this, if you're young and listening, it's good for your future, for you to start working as soon as you possible, and understanding how to make your money, and not only that, save your money, and we're pushing and we're propelling and we're praying for you to be entrepreneurs, to be college graduates, or have a vocation, and where you set your own hours. So this is good, but we don't like that stuff when they did it to us. Now, honestly, we didn't like that. My thing, Terry, was my mother during the summer months. She would wake us up and say that, I'm understanding from the background that you might not be able to hear me. Can you hear Terry well? Can you hear Terry? I know you can hear me, but I'm from the background. Can you hear Terry? Okay. So, Terry, they're not hearing me well. I don't know what the problem is here. But as I previously stated, they're asking me to get closer to the mic. So that's why I was kind of zooming in a little bit. So you continue with the story. And so I'm going to sign out for a minute and I'll be right back. But you go ahead and tell the story. I can still hear you now. Don't shortchange us.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Perfect. So yes, of course my dad used to give me the spiel. All right, boy, don't play no games. That truck gonna pick you up after school. Don't you get on that bus. Don't be playing. I'm gonna have you some work clothes on there. And so I started going out working. And at the time I did not appreciate it, but looking back at it, he was really teaching me a valuable skill. He was teaching me the business without telling me he was teaching me the business. And I wasn't understanding it because I was young. And then of course, to get away from the business, I joined the military as soon as I graduated high school with that attitude. Man, my dad, I'm tired of working for free. He got me out here in the cemetery working, but he was actually giving me life skills and he was teaching me a trade. And then when it goes full circle, when he passed away, I was able to take over the business. and keep the business going, because this is now a third generation legacy. And so he started with the vault company. So we would go out and do the tent setups. We provided the burial vault service. And so by my dad being in the business, and I actually grew up right in the back of Joe Marsh Funeral Home on Gaston Street, right off of Gaston and DeVilla. And so my dad kept saying, boy, I can't believe this. He says, for us and my people, our community, we're being priced out of headstones.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like that, and that's not right. That's
Mm-hmm.
not right. He said, I'm gonna do something about it, because back in the day, we had Reed Funeral Home.
Mm-hmm.
And so Reed Funeral Home was providing vaults, and he was doing headstones, and he was one of the biggest, black funeral homes.
Mm-hmm.
Along with vault, he provided all the services. And
Mm-hmm.
so my dad, we knew Reed. We were friends with Reed, so he helped my dad, gave him all the information that he needed. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was a competitor, but they were friendly competitors. They worked together. They know it was enough. Their attitude was there was enough to supply our people. And
Mm-hmm.
so there was never any competitive edge as far as that went. And then, of course, as Reed got older, he didn't have anyone to take over. So my dad started picking up business a little bit, and he was providing. So when we started doing headstones, he just did not want to make a lot of money. Only thing he cared about was trying to make sure that it was given us in the black community an opportunity to afford headstones and not be priced out,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep the cost effective. And so I've been keeping that model going. So we provide the entire gamut. We go out, we do, we will beautify the headstones. So we go out there and we put what they call the border. We'll put the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do cleaning service. We do the closeout dates.
Mm-hmm.
We still provide the opening and closing to the
Mm-hmm.
funeral homes, and then we for the burials, and we also do headstones, and we do an array of headstones. I wish I had thought about it, but I would have shown the picture that we'll do design headstones, because I did a beautiful headstone for my mom and my dad out in Holy Cross.
Mm-hmm.
So we just do a gamut of the services, and we have a full online setup. So we have a 800 number.
Yes.
We have a store. We have a storefront that's located on Gaston and DeVilla. We even have a website, so that people can actually go on the website,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives a little bit of our history along with different pictures that are listed out there. So we're fully set up, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to expand also down south. So we're just trying to put it out there, and we are right now the only black headstone company and burial vault company in Pensacola.
Oh my. Well, uh, looks like we have your toll free number on the show. We have your local number. The toll free number, by the way, is 800-707-9211. And then the office number is 850-393. But both numbers probably go to the office, huh? The toll free number and the local number will go straight to your office.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the toll free number is 800-701-9211. And the telephone number to the office as well is 850-393-0789. And info at evemonument.com. Will that allow you to see pictures, or is that where you are like filling out a form asking about services that you provide and the cost and location and all of that?
Yes. So actually, I gave it to you wrong. It's a link. So it's a www.evcmonuments.net.
Okay.
evcmonuments.net. And on that, they can go in, schedule appointments. They can look at different samples of headstones. And then we have an email address, so you can also email. And then I'm not afraid. I also will put my personal cell phone number out there. I give all access. So if you want to reach me, you can call me direct.
That's what I did. I used his personal number. I didn't use either of the numbers on the screen. I was giving the person number, not knowing, but I wanted to get some business done, and he was able to help me. He did not say, "Hey, this is my personal number. I'm gonna give you a number to call to the office." He didn't say that. He took care of my business, me calling him on his personal phone, and I thank you for that. I'm very happy about that. You know that. So I need to do a review to let on the website to let others know how happy I was with your response and your quickness of doing what I needed done versus other people in the community taking their sweet time, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they have too much business. I don't even know what their problem was when they said it would be 4 to 5 months. I don't know. So let me stop talking on that. But they're asking for your website again. Can you give that to us, please?
Yes, the website is www.evcmonuments with an S .net. And actually, I have a picture of my dad's headstone on there, and we do an array of headstones. We do the traditional, and we do custom. And we start out. We have a base price where we start out for the upright headstones at 950.
That's a good price, I think. I'm not trying to be doing this all the time, but I think that's a good price because burial period is just expensive.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so,
It's going up. It is going up tremendously, and we deliver headstones from the time you make the payment. We deliver that headstone within 6 months.
and this is something you do. I'm going to say handmade in your at your place of
No,
business.
ma'am. We have a supplier. So our supplier, we have and they cater directly to us. And this is this. I'm using the exact same operation that my dad put in place. So we didn't change anything. So we have our designer. I work directly with the manufacturer, and that manufacturer, she caters primarily to us, and hence why we can get those headstones delivered. And the price that we charge, the price that we give for headstone, that includes shipping and setting into the cemeteries. So we get those headstones in the cemetery within 6 months, and then we'll take a picture of it. We send that to you, and we also give you a call to let you know the headstone has been set in the cemetery.
So I went to the website, and the first page is "Your Love Written in Stone." I like that. And it's a welcome. And then the next line is let us assist you in choosing an appropriate memorial. Under that is schedule your consultation. So if you have doubts or you are, sometime we want to check into things before we actually call, this is your time to do that on the website and to see. But my personal testimony, I already told you. I don't know if you want to hear it again, but I can tell you again. One phone call to Terry's cell number and the invoice got me what I wanted. And I think that's great progress. That's excellent service. And so there are some reviews from family members, and so you should check that out as well. Uh, I like this part too. You can design your own here. There's a catalog where yes, there it is. So if you go to up at the top where you can click on at the top of the page where you can click on and see the other things that are on the website, keep going down, keep going down until you see uh, where you can, yes, yes, look at that. You can see some things that have occurred. You can see the client's testimonials. And I'm going to put one there as well soon. And it's a friendly website. It's not see where you see design your own and click right there. That's wonderful when you are struggling to make sense of why you had years to fall in love with someone and all of a sudden they're no longer with you, and you want to do great work for them in their passing. You want the headstone and the inscription to kind of shed some light on what type of person we're talking about that's in the grave, or how much that person was loved. So tribute, design your own. I think that's a great tribute. I didn't know about that, but I'm sharing it with you. So now if you have ideas, and then the deceased person might have given you instructions on how they want things to be done, and so you're able to take those instructions and make it happen. And so that is wonderful. And I think that website is very friendly user, so you won't be fumbling all over the place and get frustrated because the site is too difficult to follow along with and get what you need. So there it is. Is that you and your wife, Terry?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So there's wife, and behind every good man, there's a wife, right? Right.
Yes, ma'am. She's the one that helped design this thing, so she's right there with me. And
Yes.
and we do the custom headstones. So we'll put like we've had one guy he owned in Pensacola, he owned the junkyard. So we put a junk inscription. We have people that enjoy fishing, basketballs. We
Hmm.
put anything in there that makes it more personal to you.
Right.
Your college emblem. So we definitely personalize those headstones, and we do cameos. We put the photos on the headstones.
Oh yeah, I've seen some at the cemeteries. Not knowing how to get that done, but I've seen those headstones, and they're beautiful, and it doesn't look like the rain is deteriorating. Uh, it looks shiny all the time. Some I've known from my family members. Brother been out there. I'm guessing maybe 15 years, and it still looks like brand new. That's what I'm saying. So that's a good look, good feel. So continue on. What are your hours? 24
I
hours, 7 days a week.
It's unfortunate to say, but my hours are flexible. As we'll say, we're 9 to 5, but I'm 9 to whenever someone calls me.
Right.
I always answer my phone, so I get those phone calls on Saturdays. I take phone calls. My phone rings. I'm answering. That's
We
just
got
how it
it. That's
is.
good customer service. That's what I call it. I sure got an answer when I called. And so I thank you for doing that. And that's why you're on the show today, because I'm quite impressed and I want everyone else to know about this because I didn't know. And I'm a Pensacolian and I did not know. Now, of course, I know what Joel Mars is, but I didn't turn the corner and look, because we visited Joe Mars too many times to count. But it didn't turn the corner on Gaston to see the other part of what goes on. So I'm impressed, very impressed. So
Well,
is there any,
thank you.
you're quite welcome. Is there anything else you would like to tell the audience before we sign off?
Well, actually, if you also need to get a hold of me, Rosalind, my dad actually owned the business, but he actually worked inside Joe Mars. So he worked for Joe Mars until he passed away. We had a strong family connection. So my grandfather retired from Joe Mars. So we go all the way back to Big Joe. So my grandfather retired as a janitor for Joe Mars Funeral Home. My dad worked there, and then him and Little Joe were partners. And then once Joe Jr., once Little Joe passed away, my dad kind of stepped in the role to help Miss Morris out.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a really strong family connection. Of course, you can tell the fact that we started the business together,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just always been a family love. And Rosalind at Joe Mar's funeral home, she will also give you my number or call for you or call me. So she reaches out. So we have a strong tie with Joe Mar's funeral home, and also Tracy Morton. We've been working closely with her. She refers everyone. To us also. So if you ever need us or don't remember our information, most people will call Joe Mars and they're going to refer you to me.
Okay. Well, I didn't get the referral, but it's okay. I did sit down with Rosalind, though. But my mother had prepaid everything. So we were kind of confused about what wasn't paid for.
Mm.
And the inscription, just the closure part, because the headstone has been out there for years. Her and my father together and an extra um, headstone in case one of the family members were in need at a time that you were not expecting the death, right? So that I may have been why I wasn't told because it was all prepaid. We had nothing to pay for.
Yeah.
Uh, but in any case, you're Johnny on the spot for me. And if you can do it for me, you can do it for others. And death is so untimely that it is a good thing that your customer service skills allow you to be available when the family or the loved one needs you. Because it's tough enough to have to deal with that part of it.
Yes.
So everything should run as very smooth and the dots should connect easily, so that the family member, along with their grief and maybe making the wrong decision or making a mistake, yeah, you're there to lead and guide them. And, keep your prices reasonable, understanding that everything has increased with this inflation and shipping and everything else. And, I'll be glad when they stop that. But Anyway, I do recognize that the creator of this universe is still in charge. And so, just as sure as you're born, you're going to have to deal with this situation for a loved one. And then it is really nice to have the prepaid if you can do it. If not, then it's nice to have someone like you around to have the patience and the time to be able to set someone on a platform. Because I heard what you said. You said once you make that order, even if you have not fully paid for it, you go and put the headstone up. Did I
Yes,
hear you
ma'am.
say? Did I
And
say that correctly?
yes, ma'am. And I grew up in the business, so I know why just growing up in the back of that funeral home, I just know how it is. It's not easy and it's tough.
Yes.
And and so and in the black community, and it's taboo. We don't like talking about death. I have some of our, more seasoned um family members, they don't want to talk about it, but it's coming. And so it makes it kind of tough because no one knows where the paperwork is at and how to navigate through this thing. And that's where I come in and try and make it a little bit easy, because when you go into the funeral home, you spend hours in there trying to prepare everything, getting the church. So I just know how it is. And then we also do urns. So a lot of people are starting to go to the cremation side, and we do provide the burial urn vaults, and then we also provide urns for the loved ones that want to be cremated.
No. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to put that in because I didn't hear that part before. But again, I must thank you for coming on the show and doing two things for me this past week. One was making me happy because I'll finally get the inscription on my mother's headstone and I won't have to wait forever. And number two was agreeing to be on the show that we can make sure that everyone knows where you are, what you do, and that you're good at it.
Thank you. I'm one phone call away, and it's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much. Anytime you want me back, just call me. You got my number.
Yes, I can call you, but I ain't trying to call you too soon now.
I know. I know.
Hey, we're going to have to put some space in between this stuff.
Yeah, we want some space. You can call me for personal. I like that. I'm good. I'll come anytime. Come to the show. It ain't
Okay.
always for business for me. I'm always available.
Yes, yes, and it's a pleasure. I can see that in your personality and how you're talking this morning that you just love life, and that's what we all should do. And so we have our commercials right now, and then there's something I want to tell you, but I have to look at my phone to read it. So give me a moment just to pull up my phone. I want you to know that there is a workshop. If you are a first-time homeowner and you're looking to purchase a home, but this is going to be your first time, I want you to know that Escambia County will host an informational first time home buyers workshop on Monday, April 29th at Brownsville Community Center. That's 3200 West DeSoto Street from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. If you would like to attend, please register online at www.ephRC.com, or you can call, and I'll repeat that, or you can call 850-754-1500. So let me repeat that email address where you can go to and you can register. It's EPHRC.com. Okay? EPHRC.com, or call 850-754-1500. Okay, thank you. So now we want to let you know we did corporate prayer this morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, and you do that every Saturday morning. You don't have to say anything. Just join and be in agreement. At 123 gathered in his name, you can call 605-313-5883 because we need to pray and lift up this world, the entire world. Not only our county, the United States, but we need to go beyond that because things are happening all around us that we need to kind of make a change. So for prayer, corporate prayer, 123 gathered in the name, 605-313-5883. Corporate prayer every Saturday at 7 a.m. Even if you just like to pray, come on in. But anyway, we also have where this show runs again on gmap1.com at 7 p.m. again tonight, Central Standard Time. All you have to do is go to www.gmap1.com to watch. And that station partners with another station from Chicago and Fort Lauderdale, and they run it again the next day. So this show is on their network, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All you need to do is just go to www.gmap1.com to watch from any device with, Wi-Fi, of course. And so anyway, we look forward to you joining us again next Saturday. We'll be here. So y'all have a great, happy Sabbath and do the best that you can to keep it holy. Bye. Till next time.